Do something. Don't just give up. Have you ever felt like life has trapped you? Like no matter how hard you try, every door keeps closing? Someone once said, no matter how deep the mud is, keep your feet firmly planted. Even if your hands are empty, keep reaching upward. People say water can't stay in a sieve, but keep believing until it turns to ice. Today, I want to share a story that reminds us of one simple truth. As long as you're alive, never stop trying. Long ago, there was a magnificent kingdom called Aravel. It was one of the most peaceful and prosperous kingdoms in the land. Its people lived happily because their ruler, King Aldric, was unlike any other king. He was brave in battle, wise in judgment, and kind to every citizen. He never ignored the poor, never abandoned the weak, and never backed down from protecting his kingdom. The people didn't just respect him, they loved him. But success always attracts jealousy. The neighboring kings watched Aravel grow stronger every year. They knew they could never defeat King Aldric in an honest battle. So instead of fighting with swords, they chose betrayal. They secretly bribed a few palace guards with bags of gold. One quiet evening, while the royal palace celebrated another peaceful day, those guards mixed a powerful sleeping potion into the king's dinner. Within minutes, King Aldric collapsed unconscious. Before sunrise, enemy soldiers secretly entered the palace, kidnapped the sleeping king, and carried him far into the mountains. Deep inside a dark cave, they chained his hands and threw him onto the cold stone floor. Then they rolled a massive boulder over the entrance, sealing it completely. No food, no water, no escape. They smiled and walked away, believing the mighty king would slowly die in darkness. Hours later, King Aldric opened his eyes. Everything around him was silent. The air was cold. The cave was almost completely dark. He pulled against the ropes, but they wouldn't break. He looked toward the entrance. Only a tiny crack of light slipped around the enormous stone. In that moment, reality struck him. His kingdom was gone. His people were gone. His freedom was gone. For the first time in his life, the fearless king felt completely defeated. He slowly lowered his head. Maybe this was the end. Then suddenly, a memory flashed across his mind. He remembered his mother speaking to him when he was just a little boy. She had once said, "Whenever life knocks you down, do something. Don't just die waiting." Those words echoed inside the cave, again and again. Slowly, King Aldric stood up. His body was weak, but his spirit wasn't. Just as he took his first step, a loud hiss echoed through the darkness. Before he could react, a venomous snake struck his leg. Pain exploded through his body. He stumbled backward. His heart raced. Fear returned. For a brief moment, he wanted to surrender. But then, his mother's voice returned once again. Do something. Don't just die waiting. Without wasting another second, he pulled the small dagger from his belt. Ignoring the unbearable pain, he carefully cut away the poisoned flesh around the bite before the venom could spread. Blood covered his leg. But his life was saved. One problem was gone. Another still remained. The enormous boulder sealing the cave. King Aldric slowly walked toward it. He placed both hands against the cold stone. He pushed. Nothing happened. He took a deep breath. He pushed again. Still nothing. His muscles burned. His wounded leg trembled. Every part of his body begged him to stop. But he refused. He remembered one simple sentence. Do something. Don't just give up. With one final effort, he shouted with every ounce of strength left inside him, and pushed. Slowly, the giant stone began to move. A thin beam of sunlight entered the cave. Fresh mountain air rushed inside. The imposter lifted his face toward the warm sunlight and smiled. Days later, he found the loyal soldiers who had never stopped believing in him. Together, they marched back to Aravel. A great battle followed. This time, the traitors couldn't hide behind lies or betrayal. King Aldric defeated every enemy, reclaimed his kingdom, and restored peace to his people once again. But the greatest victory wasn't winning back his throne. It was winning the battle inside his own mind. Because the moment he chose action over surrender, his comeback had already begun. And that's the lesson for all of us. Life will trap you. People may betray you. Dreams may fall apart. Problems may arrive one after another. But as long as you're breathing, there is always one more step you can take, one more decision you can make, one more chance to change your future. So don't sit there waiting for life to rescue you. Stand up, try again, keep pushing, because sometimes the smallest action becomes the beginning of the greatest comeback. Remember these words whenever life feels impossible. Do something. Don't just give up. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs hope today.